Hello, welcome back to my channel, Cards by Melissa Minor. Today I've got a couple fun Halloween projects to do with you. So this first one right here is this cute little shaker tag. And so let me just show you this little shaker. And then you open it up and there's room right here to hold a gift card. So how cute is that? So we're gonna make that today. And then this is a handful of candy. And so I'm going to make this with you today. And then you can just put any tag that you want on here. And you can see I've kind of used these same stamps that I'm going to use here. And just some paper that I had in my stash. And just really dress this up. So let me go ahead and move these to the side and we will get started. All right, the set that I'm going to use today is this gift card tag die set from the Stamps of Life. And it is just a gift card tag die set, but I'm going to show you how to turn this into a shaker card. So the first thing you want to do is you want to pull out the large die, and we are going to take a sheet of cardstock, and you're going to take this and you're going to run this through your die cut machine. And so when you do that, you get a piece that looks just like this. So this is going to be our folding gift card set, and you can actually go ahead and score this. Okay, so this is our base. This is what we are going to build everything on. All right, and then the next thing that you want to do is we got to build our shaker part. And so let me get the dies out of here. So you're going to take these two dies, and let me get a little bit of washi. So you're going to take these two dies and you're just going to line them up inside each other like this. And you're going to just put some tape on them so that they stay together. And just kind of try to evenly space them so there's an even border all the way around. And so you're going to keep your tape on here. And what I like to do is just double up a couple pieces of cardstock, and then you're going to run this through your die cut machine. And so when you do that, you get some little frames that look like this. And I like to do a couple, and the reason is I like to put one down. I like to glue one down on my base so that I know where my shaker bits need to be. And then I also like to have a piece that I can glue my acrylic sheet to. So we went ahead and we got these two pieces. Now you can, if you do not have any foam that's small enough, you can go ahead and you can cut out 6 or 7 of these, and you can just stack them. So I've got a couple here. You can just stack them up, and so then you can glue these together and you can make a shaker that way. So that's one way of doing it. Now I actually have some foam that's going to work for this, and let me bring in the foam that I like to use. So the foam that I like to use, I get this from scrapbook.com, and this is the foam adhesive, and the size is, I get 160 pieces, and it's the 1/8 wide. And you can see here, this is a sheet of it, you can see how narrow that strip is, and that is small enough that it will fit on the shaker. And this foam is actually like bendable, so most shakers that you make, this is small enough that it will bend and move and form around most shakers that you do. So I think this is really inexpensive, and it's an easy way if you like to make shakers just to have a little bit of this on hand. But if you don't have this, then you can cut out multiple pieces of your cardstock and then just layer them up. Okay, so I like to just keep these on my magnetic sheet, kind of like that. And then for the inside, we just want to cut a couple pieces. So this piece right here, this die, you can see these little notches. This die right here, this cuts the gift card, and so, or the place where the gift card goes. So I went ahead and used some paper, and the paper pad that I used is from one of the card kits Let's see, we are in October, September. I believe this was August. I had to count backwards here. I believe this was the August card kit. It was the Fall Greetings collection. But I really liked this little plaid paper right here. You can use any Halloween themed paper that you have, but I thought this matched really well. Also in this kit, I believe it was this kit, there were some foam puffy stickers that came in the card kit. So if you're a member of the Stamps of Life card kit, they have usually some really nice embellishments, and I'm going to use these puffy stickers as an embellishment on my little shaker. So I just wanted to show you where those came from. Another thing that I'm going to be bringing in is a stamp set. And so the stamp set that I'm going to be bringing in today, this is the Spooky to Stamp. And this was one of my favorite Halloween stamps to use. I love this little ghost right here. I use the Happy Halloween. So when we open this up, we're going to stamp Happy Halloween. And then you can also see that I've used a spider web die cut, and I've just kind of let it hang over the edge. I just like that little extra layer of embellishment there. And so I do keep my spider web on the back. I'm not sure if it came with this set or if it was an additional purchase. I believe it came with this set, so I have it kept and stored in here. So we're also going to be using that. All right, so let's go ahead and get started putting all of this together. The first thing that I want to do is, before I start making my shaker, I'm going to open this up, and I do want to stamp a spider web inside. Let's see, get a block. I do want to put just a little spider web inside. So let me grab the spider web here off of the sheet just to give it a little character. So I'm going to mount that on a block. And I like to use this. I think this gives a really good rich black ink. It's the Finesse by Spectrum Noir. It is an alcohol-proof dye ink. And it's usually the ink that I use for alcohol markers, but it's usually always out on my desk, and so I found that it's one I really like to use. Okay, I just wanted to make sure I have this going the right direction, and so I want to stamp the spider web. I want to bring it in a little bit. If you think about it, we've got this, that's going to be there, so we're going to want to bring it in just a little bit. Okay, so now we've got our spider web stamped, and while we're doing some stamping, I'm going to go ahead and let's go ahead and stamp our ghost. So I'm going to set this to the side, and we'll go ahead and get the ghost. Let me grab a block, and we'll get him inked up. Stamp him down. Give him a good press. Perfect. All right, and then the next thing that we want to do is I have the word treats for you stamped on the inside of the ghost. So before I die cut that ghost out, let's go ahead and get that stamped. I'm going to bring in the tangerine ink. Treats for you. There we go. And you know, I don't know that that's the same color of orange I used on the first one, but I think this gives a great deep orange color, so I like that. So I'm going to take out that outline die, and I'm going to get that ghost die cut out. So I'm going to line him up. And I'm going to run this through my die cut machine and I'll be right back. All right, I have my ghost and he looks super cute. So I'm going to go ahead and set that aside. Now the last little bit of stamping that I need to do, I am going to bring in my Misty here. And I need to stamp out the sentiment, Happy Halloween. And since I really want to make sure that that's nice and crisp and black, I am going to put this in my Misty just so I can make sure that I get a really good crisp impression in case I need to stamp it a couple of times. So let me go ahead and get that stamped up. And let me do that one more time. It looks good, but I want it really dark. And I might even go in for a third time just to make sure it's really nice and black. Okay, that looks great. I love the way that looks. So I do want to go around the edges just a little bit with a little bit of this cloud ink, just to give that a little dimension, just so the ghost isn't so white, just so it's not white on white. And so this cloud is a really light gray, and you might not even be picking that up on the camera, but I want to give him a little bit of color. Okay, I can set that aside. I think I do want to color his eyes in, so I have my Sharpie marker, and I think his eyes would look good just colored in black, and maybe his mouth too. There we go. I think that just finishes them off a little nicer. I like that. Okay, so now we're ready to start assembling our shaker card. So I am going to go ahead and I'm going to glue this first panel on. And this is just going to show me where everything needs to, where my bits need to be. Okay. And then the next thing I want to do is I have a piece of, I did use the same die that I cut this, let me show you. I did use this outline die. I removed the inside piece and just used this very outside piece. And I went ahead and cut of a piece of the acrylic sheet. You could use a piece of packaging if you wanted, anything like that. If you don't have any of these sheets, I like to just buy them in packs. And what we're going to do is we're going to take another one of these that we had, and we're going to glue it on the back. So we're going to put some glue on the back of here. And it's going to line up perfectly because I cut it using the same exact die. And I'm just going to go ahead and get a block and set a block on there just to hold that down. Then the next thing that I want to do is I want to go ahead and get my little foam. And I'm going to go ahead and line this up with my foam. Let me grab my scissors here. And I want to make sure that there aren't any holes. Oh, that one worked out perfect. So I just peel these up and just make sure that they meet. I'm going to press them down. And then now I've got a little nest for my shaker bits. Okay, so I'm going to get out my shaker bits. Now, these are my shaker bits, and I actually store these in one of the Totally Tiffany bags. I like to store these in the Edna Buddy bag. And the shaker bits that I'm going to use, these are from the Stamps of Life as well, and I'm going to use the Trick or Treat mix. So let me get those out. So what I like to do here is just go ahead and give it a good shake. And then I'm going to put a generous amount on here. Okay. And then I just want to make sure that they aren't really piled up. Okay, so then the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to carefully peel up all of our little backer sheets. And being careful that these try not to stick to the sides. And then we're just going to take our piece with our acrylic and we're just going to line it up. And it should fit perfectly. And I'm just going to really give it a good press so that it adheres. There we go. And then I'm going to go ahead and glue my little ghost on there. So I really only want glue on this half because only half of my ghost is going to be glued to my card. Oh, he's so cute. Treats for you. And then I'm going to take a couple of my puffy stickers. I've got a big pumpkin and then one of these little pumpkins. And stick those down. And I've got some ribbon. So these also, I like getting the card kits because they always come with ribbon. And so check this ribbon out. This came in one of my kits. It's like this cording. So let me show you what I'm going to do here. I am going to poke this ribbon through just like this. And then I'm going to bring them up to the top, and then I'm going to cut some of this cording off. And I'm going to attempt to tie a bow. Let me move some of this trash out of the way. just going to gather these up and then tie a little bow right here. And I'm going to cut some of this off. And I could cut some of this off too. Well, I got those a little bit long. There we go. Check it out. It's looking cute. Okay, so let's go ahead and decorate the inside real quick. So for the inside, I did cut one of these spider webs from the die. And so I'm really just going to adhere it to the center. So I'm just going to put glue in the center here and get that glued down. And I want it to hang off the side. And then I'm going to glue my Happy Halloween over that. And that'll just help keep it all in place. Okay, and then this is where the gift card goes. So you got to be careful that you don't actually put glue on the back of these tabs. So I'm going to stay away from putting glue here and here. I can put glue on the rest of it, but I want those tabs to stay open so that my gift card can just pop in there when I'm ready to put the gift card in. So I'm just going to put that down. Now, for example, let me get this glued down. If this were my gift card, you just pop that in there and pop that in there. And you see how that holds that gift card? And I can actually leave that in there just to kind of show you what that's going to look like. So that is our gift card shaker. And you know, this isn't just for Halloween. I mean, think about it. You could actually make these for any holiday, and you could use like little embellishments. So let's say I have the Santa on my desk. So let's say you want to make one for Christmas. You could change out the colors and just put the little Santa Claus down here and maybe some presents, and then change it to red and green ribbon and stamp Merry Christmas and some red and green sequins. You could do these for birthdays. These would be just super cute to give as gifts this way. So, all right, so let me go ahead and move this aside. And I want to show you how to make these candy, a handful of candy. And so I've really done the same thing. I'm not going to show you how to make the tag. You can just use any tag. I've used the same stamp set, and I've stamped a ghost, the same trick or treat, and then I just really inked the edges. And then I backed it. I cut a separate tag out and just used some Halloween paper that I had, and then tied a ribbon. But I am going to show you how to make the hand. So to make the hand, I went ahead and bought these vinyl gloves. I did get the latex free ones, just in case any kids were allergic to latex. I thought it might be a good idea. I picked these up. I live in a really rural area, and so the only store that we have around here is Dollar General, and so I picked these up. I think they were around $10 for 50 gloves. And so let's get a glove out and we can start assembling. Okay, to do this, you're going to need Smarties, and so you just want to stick a Smartie in each of the fingers. And so we start here with the thumb. And at first, when I first started making these, I thought you needed like 2 Smarties in each one, but trust me, you don't. You just want one Smartie in each of the gloves. It doesn't look like it fills it out, but once you get your other candy in, it will fill out. And if you put 2 Smarties in each of the fingers, then it's too fat for the spider ring, and the spider rings are so cute. And I also picked these up at Dollar General. They were, I think, $1 for a great big bag. And let me show you the bag. This was the bag of spider rings. It was only $1. Okay, then the next thing I like to do is I like to have a piece or some kind of candy, like a flat type candy. I use Skittles in some of these. M&M's will work. You just want like a more flat size type candy. And I like to have 2 of these just to kind of thicken it. And then you need a couple other pieces of candy. So it doesn't matter, just a few other little pieces of candy. So I brought in a couple of these just fun size little candy bars and some Starburst. So we've really got this one packed up. And then I have some of these these are like little hair ties, little rubber bands. I actually got these out of my daughter's room. We'll just keep that quiet because she doesn't know. And so then you will just take this. I went around it a couple times. There we go. And then, so let me push that Starburst down there so that Starburst kind of holds it a little bit so that that candy doesn't want to come out of the thumb. Perfect. Okay. And then you got to put your ring on. So let's put the spider ring on the ring finger. And so there you go. You have a handful of candy. Literally a handful of candy. And then you can embellish it, you know, with your stamps, with your tags, and put trick or treat on them. And so this is what I will be handing out to the trick-or-treaters this year. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please go ahead, and if you have enjoyed this, hit that like button and leave me a comment. I'd love to hear from you. Do you hand out candy to the trick-or-treaters? And did you learn something today? Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.